let you know all the little tears gon' come and go. Baby, just gotta make up your mind that every little thing's gonna be alright.
Hello beautiful people, welcome back to my channel. Yeah, in a little bit of a different, well, not location because I'm still in my bedroom, but a bit of a different like film setup. I'm having to be a little bit quieter than normal because my dad is in bed right next door, and I think my brother has also gone to bed and he's only like 2 doors away. Because it is currently 11:30 at night and I am filming my Q&A. So welcome back to Alton Towers week, the final day of Alton Towers week. How mental is that? I hope you guys have enjoyed all of the videos. I have loved filming them and editing them, and yeah, I love doing stuff like this, so I've really enjoyed it and I hope you guys have too. I am concluding Alton Towers week with a good old original Q&A, and the reason I am filming it so late is because today is Wednesday and I was just editing my Q&A because I have already filmed this video, so I was editing the other one and I was like, I just can't put this video up. Like, I mean, I feel like so insensitive when I say this word because I feel like I shouldn't really use words like this with everything that's going on right now, but I sounded so like dead in that video, and I was so like, because I had filmed 2 videos before that, I just felt so like drained. So I am here refilming it, hopefully with a little bit more energy. Don't have any makeup on, so I am barefaced, and I am obviously in a different setup because my usual setup requires a lot of effort, and it means having to use like an extra light and having to get 2 chairs from downstairs and bring them up here and then get this camera angle right, and oh my god, it's so much like hassle. And I could film this tomorrow, but I'm not going to have time, and then it needs to be up by Friday, and I'm not going to have time to film and edit on the same day. So I was like, this is my only chance that I have now to film this. So yes, okay, we're going to get into it. I don't think I have explained what Alton Towers week is. So Alton Towers week is basically me uploading a video Monday to Friday, Alton Towers based, in the hope that Alton Towers does actually open on opening day. I don't know whether it's looking likely or not, I'm not sure, but obviously if it doesn't, then it's completely understandable. We need to think of people's health and safety. I also think if they do open and people do want to go, don't judge anyone for going. Like, if they want to go, then they'll go, but yeah, like if people are going to do what they want to do, because the government haven't like banned stuff like that, and they've advised not to go, but not everyone is going to follow that advice. So yes, okay, I'm going to stop rambling and we're going to get into it. If you're new here, then hi, my name is Zoe, welcome to my channel. Hit that subscribe button if you want to. Okay, let's get started. So I asked you guys for some questions on Instagram and YouTube. I was going to say Twitter, didn't ask on Twitter. I asked on YouTube and I got given quite a few, so we're just going to go through them. Okay, so the first question is from Portaventura Photos, and they ask, what's the coaster that you hate? And it's Rita. Me and Rita, we just don't get on. Like, I hate Rita so much. I've been through it so many times, so I'm not gonna go into great detail about why I hate Rita, and I've also mentioned it in like every single video this week. I just don't like Rita. I don't like the launch. It's way too forceful. It's such a head basher. It's so rough. To be honest, it's mainly the launch that I just don't like. It's so forceful. I think I was kind of expecting it to be like Icon's launch, and it wasn't. It was a lot more forceful, a lot faster, because I feel like, yes, okay, it does look fast off-ride, but when you ride it, it's 10 times faster than it looks. And yeah, I think because it wasn't what I was expecting and it was worse, I think that kind of made me hate it a little bit more. But I don't like Rita. I am gonna go on it again, just to give it another go, but I don't know whether I'm gonna like it or not. This is what I did with Revolution. Like, I went on it and then I hated it, and then I went on it a year later and I loved it, and I still love it to this day. Like, I'm Revolution obsessed. So I'm kind of hoping that if, like, now I've had more experience with different coasters and I'm a bit more confident, if I ride Rita again, am I gonna like it? At least like it. I don't have to love it. I just want, like, I want to like it so bad, but I just don't. Luke Foley asks, what should Alton Towers' next big flat ride be, and where would you put it? I would love to see a trackless dark ride go into Alton Towers. Walt Disney World recently opened Mickey and Minnie's Runaway Railway, I think that's what it's called, and oh my god, it looks so good. Like, it looks insane. I will link a POV down below in the description box, because oh my god, you have to watch it, because it feels like you're in that experience. Like, oh my god, it's so good. And I just feel like the UK is like screaming for a ride like that. It's a trackless dark ride and you get kind of like immersed into this like story, and oh my god, it's so good. Obviously not Disney based. If this was going into Alton Towers, it wouldn't be Disney based. I'd like to see something like through the years of Alton Towers, so kind of like where they started to where they are now. The only problem with that is that if they keep having loads of big investments, they're going to keep having to sort of change the ride, and the ride will get outdated as the years go on. So I mean, I'm not sure that's such a good idea, but I would love to see something like that, or something like Frisbee from Fantasy Island, because that is getting removed, which just breaks my heart because I loved Frisbee. So I would love to see something like that go into Alton Towers. I feel like that could fit in really well. Where would I put it? I'm really not sure. I've only been to Alton Towers twice, so I'm not too confident with where sort of everything is, and like the space they have and the space that they haven't. I don't know, maybe just make like a whole new area, like a new coaster and like a few flat rides could work quite nicely in like a brand new area. Although saying that, they are having like the David Williams area, so I don't know, but I feel like that's more of like a family kids area, whereas this one would be a more like thrilling area. So yeah, maybe like a flat ride in Dark Forest could work quite nice, because X Sector have got a flat ride, Martini Bay have got a few flat rides, so I think it would be quite nice to see a flat ride in Dark Forest. Aaron Challoner Official, I'm so sorry if I'm saying your second name wrong, he asks, if you could put the next secret weapon anywhere, where, and is it replacing anything? Ooh, okay. I would love to replace Rita, because you know how much I hate it. But then I'm a bit like, well, I feel like a load of other enthusiasts and just the general public, they like Rita, so I don't know whether I would actually want to remove Rita. But if it was my decision, I would replace Rita with a new secret weapon. Yeah, I think I would replace Rita. If not replace Rita, I think like, ooh, Martini Bay could do with something. See, I'm not too familiar with like what areas they've got. The only ones I can remember off the top of my head is X Sector, Dark Forest, Martini Bay. I think that's about it. I can't really remember any of the other areas just from the top of my head, because I've only been to Alton Towers twice. I don't have a very good memory, so yeah, I feel like just from what I can remember, I feel like, what was I gonna say? Oh my god, I've just completely... Martini Bay, that's it. I feel like Martini Bay could do with like a coaster in there somewhere, even if it's just like a family coaster. I feel like it could fit quite nicely in Martini Bay. So yeah, either in Martini Bay or replacing Rita. Musical drama queen, who is Kaya. She is my best friend, she's my sister, I love her. She's asked a few questions, but her first one is, how do you get over the anxiety of trying a new theme park? Okay, I feel like this question is really hard because I feel like there's different methods for everyone, but my advice and from my experience would just be to just do it. Like, just say yes, don't hold back, because it might be one of those like situations where you only get offered it once and you can't, like, you just can't turn it down because you know that the opportunity isn't going to come up again. I mean, it might, like, because obviously we never know what's going to happen in our lives, but I feel like just doing it and just saying yes is the best method. Like, just to do it. I feel like you can overthink everything and you can like dig yourself a massive hole of like kind of almost telling yourself reasons not to go. Because I kind of did that with like the fireworks event at Alton Towers last year. Like, all week I was so worried about it because I was like, I'm really scared of fireworks, I'm really scared of seeing people that I don't want to see, and I just had I kind of made up stuff as well. I was like, well, what if I have nobody to hang around with? What if I get lost? When that wasn't going to happen because I went with my cousin and I know that he was going to look after me. So it was like, you know, I had all of these reasons going on in my head as to why I should say no and why I should just not go. But if I like let myself believe all of those reasons and like all of the things that could go wrong, I wouldn't have gone to Alton Towers and I wouldn't have had such an amazing time. And now I love Alton Towers and I've met one of my bestest friends there in the entire world. So it's like, you know, I feel like you need to think of reasons to say yes rather than to say no, and try to think of the positives. If you don't like it, you don't have to go to that theme park again. Like, at least you've tried and you've done it. But I think don't force yourself. Like, if you're someone who is scared of like rides and you're scared of trying new things and whatever, then don't like force yourself, but you might come to regret it one day. So I feel like just say yes. Think of the reasons to say yes, not the reasons to say no, and don't like overthink everything. Cars channel asks, what will SW9 be? Oh, that's really hard. I'm really hard at like coming up with new rides and stuff. I don't know, I'd quite like to see a new like roller coaster, obviously. Like, I prefer roller coasters over flat rides. So I don't know, maybe like another, you know what I would like? I would like a family coaster in Martini Bay. You know, now like I've already said that. Obviously I said it earlier in the video, but now I've said it, I kind of want it to like happen. It's really weird because I had a dream the other night where I went on like it was like a KMG afterburner. And it was so strange because I went on it and it was set out, this is gonna sound so ridiculous, it was set out like a kitchen table and then it had like dining chairs, and I got in and I was like, where are the restraints? Because there wasn't any restraints because it was just a dining chair. So I asked the ride operator, I was like, excuse me, where's the restraints? And they were like, oh, this ride doesn't have restraints, you just have to hold on to the chair. And I was like, okay. So they sent the ride going and it was just like a normal KMG afterburner, and I didn't fall out. I didn't, like, there was no risk of me falling out. It was so weird. I was like glued to my seat, like I wasn't going anywhere. So yeah, that happened. That was quite strange. Also, I have made a new Twitter account for like theme parks and my personal shiz. So I'm going to be tweeting a lot more about theme parks and stuff on there, so if you want to go follow that. It's at Moonlight Zoe. I will pop it there. Go follow me. I don't use my theme park one anymore, so you can just unfollow that one if you like. And I've like started a thread of like all of my craziest dreams that I have. So if you want to hear more about my imagination going wild, then you can go on over there and have a look. The next question is also from Aaron, and he asked, could you do an Alton Towers top 10 rides and attractions video? I have done my top 5 rides at Alton Towers, so if you want to go see that, go back to the beginning of Alton Towers week, and that is Monday's video, so go and check that one out. Top 10, I don't even know if I have like a top 10 rides and attractions at Alton Towers. I feel like because I've only been twice, I like haven't accumulated like a top 10, so maybe later on in the year if I do have like a top 10, then I will do that video. But right now I don't have like a top 10. Like I have my top 5 solid, secure. Obviously that could change throughout the season, so yeah, but I think for now, no, because I don't have a top 10, but later on in the season, possibly. Another question from Kaya. She asks, what ride at Towers would you go on first and last? I love how she put Towers, like she didn't put Alton Towers. I forgot to put my phone on silent. She didn't put like Alton Towers, like she put Towers. Like she is turning into an enthusiast and I'm here for it. Like I love that. Okay, so personally, the first ride I would go to is the Smiler because it's my absolute favourite. I always go to my favourite ride first, which in some situations is not really the best thing to do, because if I'm at like Blackpool Pleasure Beach, I always tend to go to Icon or the big one first, whichever one is open first, I'll go to it. But like I do tend to go to Icon because it has a shorter queue and it's guaranteed to be open before the big one. But sometimes like that's a huge mistake, because if you're going there first thing in the day, like as soon as the park opens, Icon probably won't be open, and then it gets like a massive queue whilst it's testing, and they test it for so long, so it takes forever to open, and then the same situation with the big one. So I feel like going to my favourite ride first isn't the most like, it's not the best idea, but I feel like in this situation, because it's at Alton Towers and the Smiler is like all the way at the back of the park, I feel like that is the best ride to go to, because it's all the way at the back. You've got Wicker Man, which is kind of like the first thrill ride you kind of come into contact with. So I feel like a lot of people always head to Wicker Man first, whereas I think heading to the Smiler first and then sort of working your way from that area of the park to like the front of the park is the best way to do it, because everyone's going to go to Wicker Man first, that's going to get a huge queue. Whereas if you go to the back of the park first, there won't be many people around there, you're guaranteed to get on every ride, and then you just sort of work your way backwards. I feel like that's how I would do it. So yeah, I think I would go to Smiler first, and then I would kind of want to finish on Smiler as well, just because the Smiler is my favourite ride there. I like to make the most of it, but if I didn't have time, then I would just go like from, I mean, I'm saying Smiler. Oblivion is like further away than Smiler. I know they're pretty close together, but if we're doing this logically, Oblivion is like the furthest away. So I think I would go to Oblivion first and then just work my way down to Wicker Man. Just to try and avoid the crowds, but if it's not a busy day, then I'll just do Smiler, do everything else, and then go back to the Smiler. Another question from Luke. He asks, what is your ideal flat ride Alton Towers could invest in? I got so confused then. Ooh, a lot of flat ride questions in this Q&A. I like it. Again, I kind of just want something like Frisbee from Fantasy Island. A KMG Afterburner would be quite cool, especially after that dream I had. Maybe with restraints and not kitchen table themed. But a KMG Afterburner would be quite nice. I would love to see them bring back the Blade. I just feel like when it comes to flat rides, I have like a really special connection with pirate ships, because at my work that was the first ride I was ever trained on, so I feel like I just have this like special connection with pirate ships. So yeah, I would love them to bring back Blade, even if it's not in like the same place it originally was. I just feel like bringing back Blade would be a really good idea. So yeah, I think just something like a KMG afterburner, something like Frisbee, or a pirate ship is what I would love to see going on Towers. Don't think it will happen, but that is what I would personally like. Or a trackless dark ride like Mickey and Minnie's Runaway Railway. That would be the most ideal. The next question is from Stuart W. Stevenson, and he asks, are you planning on going to Scarefest this year? If you are, will you do the mazes? I definitely want to go to Scarefest because I have a Merlin annual pass, so obviously I want to make the most of that. So I would love to do Scarefest, and I also think is it on like weekends and like throughout October half term. The rides are open until 9 PM, so I am there for that, so definitely want to do that. The mazes is a different story because I've never done a scare maze before and I feel like they're not really going to be my thing. Halloween just in general isn't really my thing. Like, I'm not a massive Halloween fan. I am getting better because the other week I was in such like a Halloween mood. Like, I wanted to watch Halloween vlogs, I wanted to watch horror films, like it was so strange. So yeah, like I'm not sure whether I could do scare mazes or not. I feel like I would need a lot of encouragement, and I definitely wouldn't do it on my own. I feel like I need to do like Passage from Pleasure Beach in Blackpool, because then that could confirm whether I like scare mazes or not, and whether I could actually do them or not. So I will try Passage at some point this year, hopefully before Scarefest, and we'll see whether I like scare mazes or not. See, I don't really know what they're like because I've not really done like my research or anything. Like, I haven't seen any videos of like inside a scare maze. I don't really know what to expect with them. So yeah, it's kind of just not really knowing what to expect, like the unknown. So yeah, I think that's what scares me. But yeah, I will definitely do Scarefest, but whether I do the mazes is a different question. Coaster Course asks, what's your least favourite ride at Alton Towers? Again, Rita. Don't need to explain it, but it's Rita. Drew J. Wads asks, Zoe, Icon and the Big One have to go to Towers. Which two Towers coasters would you send to Blackpool Pleasure Beach? I love this question. Okay, so Icon and Big One have gone to Alton Towers. That actually wouldn't be possible because Alton Towers can't build over the tree height level thing, but they have gone to Alton Towers, and I think, see, I feel like, you know, because like Icon and Big One were so close together, I feel like now in Pleasure Beach there's going to be like so much space. I'm kind of trying to think which two coasters would work best in Pleasure Beach. I feel like Galactica would go so well in Pleasure Beach. I don't really know why, but I just feel like Galactica would just fit in really well with like just sort of like Pleasure Beach's atmosphere, and like, I don't know, like, I don't know what that word is, but it would just fit in with Pleasure Beach, if you get what I mean. So I feel like in Icon's space, I feel like Galactica could go there. And then I'm kind of thinking 13, but I'm a bit like, is that a bit too dark for Pleasure Beach? Because Pleasure Beach is a family park, whereas Alton Towers is a thrill seeker like park. So I don't know whether 13 would kind of fit in with like, just fit into Pleasure Beach, if you get what I mean. I feel like it would. If they kind of rethemed it, then I feel like, yeah, I feel like it actually could, because it is like a family coaster, and it's not like too thrilling. Yeah, I'm kind of thinking Galactica and 13. I feel like they're the two best coasters that would go into Pleasure Beach, and just sort of fit in with everything else that Pleasure Beach has got. Heather Louise asks, are there any rides that you categorically won't go on at Towers? Mine is Smiler. That's so sad for me to hear because I love the Smiler, but I just won't go on Rita. Didn't go on Rita last year because I was like, no, not happening. And then so my first trip to Alton Towers was in 2017, and that is when I went on Rita and I hated it. And then my second Alton Towers trip was last year for the fireworks, and I just didn't go on Rita. I was like, no, not going on Rita, not happening. No. So yeah, Rita is like the one ride that I just will refuse to go on, even though I am gonna do it this weekend if it's open. But I don't want to. Like, I don't want to do it, but I feel like I should give it another chance. And I also lost a bet with Liam, so I have to ride Rita now. So yeah, but I am gonna be so petrified when I have to ride Rita. But that is like any other day, I will not go on Rita. I can't think of any other rides that I'll like refuse to go on. Enterprise, you will never catch me on Enterprise. Absolutely not. Did you say coaster or rides? No, rides. Okay, no, Enterprise. I will get sick. Like, I will be sick. So Enterprise is a big no from me. I think that's about it really. From the top of my head, from what I can think of, Enterprise and Rita. Global Amusement Attractions asks, thoughts on what you believe will be SW9? And like I said earlier, I would love it to be like a family coaster in Martini Bay, but I don't think it will be that, but that is what I would like to be. Like, SW9 could be anything. I think it will be another steel coaster, because obviously their last one was Wicker Man, so it was a wooden coaster. So I feel like it would make sense for it to be a steel coaster. But I mean, I feel like nobody, at this moment in time, I feel like nobody can really predict what SW9 would be and when we're gonna get it. Hopefully soon. But I mean, it has only been like almost 2 years since Wicker Man opened, so it's not been that long. Maybe like next year or the year after. But I would like it to be a family coaster in Martini Bay. Am I saying that right, by the way? Martini Bay. I can't think of any other way to say it, so correct me if I'm wrong, but I think it's Martini Bay. Brad.Hiley97 asks, what would you like to see be changed? Rides removed, new areas, etc. I did say on my Instagram story that I wanted these questions to be Alton Towers based, so this obviously means of Alton Towers. My battery is flashing, so I'm just going to change my battery and then I'll get back to this question. Okay, I've just changed my battery, so I apologise if like the angle of the lighting has changed or whatever. So, back to this question. Okay, what would you like to see be changed? See, I'm not sure because I've only been to Alton Towers twice, so I feel like it's kind of tricky. Number one, I would definitely remove Rita. It's just not needed. It's not a needed coaster. It's not an essential coaster for Alton Towers, I don't think. So I would definitely remove Rita. I mean, that's what I would do. But I feel like, I don't know, I'd feel really bad. Like, you know, if other people really like Rita, I'd feel so bad for like removing it. So I don't know, I'd do like a survey or something and see what other people think of Rita, and then if other people think the same as me, I will get rid of it. But if other people like love it and they like can't go to Alton Towers without it, then I would keep Rita. But I think if it was like just me and like my own park and everything, I would definitely remove Rita. I want a family coaster in Martini Bay, that could be quite nice. I've only just thought about this, but I feel like I would move Nemesis into Dark Forest, because I feel like Nemesis and Galactica, they don't really like fit together. They haven't really got like the same kind of theme. Galactica is a lot more bright and it's, you know, it's obviously space themed, whereas Nemesis is kind of like, it's meant to be really intense and it's very kind of dark themed, I think. So I feel like Rita and Nemesis, I feel like they should be swapped around, but I'm a bit like, well, Rita doesn't really fit in with Galactica's kind of theming anyways. So I think I would kind of like, I would like that area. I don't know what that area is called and it's really annoying me. I apologise, but It's currently past midnight, so I'm so tired. But yeah, like, I just think Nemesis should be moved into Dark Forest, and then they should just put like a brand new coaster where Nemesis was, to fit in with the theme of Galactica. I feel like it should just be like a space land, like the land of the universe, or like a NASA land, or just see, like, I love space and like I love the stars and like the planets and all that jazz, so I would love there to be like a sort of, you know, a space themed area. So theme it to like NASA, theme it to the moon, theme it to just space, theme it to the universe, you know what I mean? Like, I don't know, I just feel like it could be quite cool. Throw in a few flat rides, throw in another thrill coaster that is space themed, and then, oh my god, you know what would be really cool is Space Mountain from Walt Disney World. I feel like that could be like such a cool addition, because it's like space themed. So I feel like in Nemesis, in that place, have Space Mountain, and then you've got Galactica, and then throw in like maybe a flat ride in there. I'm a genius. Luxurious Count Levi asks, favourite time of year to go to a theme park? See, this is really tricky because I feel like there's so many sort of different times that I love. Obviously, I love going to a theme park like every day. Like, I'd go every single day if I could. But I think, oh, I don't know, it's so difficult because there's like so many. Okay, so number one, opening weekend of Blackpool Pleasure Beach. I feel like it's an iconic weekend for enthusiasts, and you get to meet so many people, old and new, and yeah, it's just kind of like a nice little gathering for everyone. And it was kind of nice when I went for this opening weekend, when we went to go and watch Pleasure Beach Experience on the log flume. It was nice seeing everybody like come together. Like, there was just this massive crowd of enthusiasts, and it was so nice to like see that. And so yeah, I think opening weekend of Pleasure Beach is like an iconic weekend. No, I don't mean to like iconic and icon, I don't mean to, you know, use the pun, but it's literally the first word that came to my mind. Alton Towers opening weekend, I have never experienced an opening weekend at Alton Towers, so I don't know what it's going to be like, and I don't know how many enthusiasts are going. But obviously with the circumstances this year, I know a lot of enthusiasts that aren't going, so I feel like it could be quite different to normal. But yeah, I think just any like opening weekend is a great way of meeting a load of enthusiasts, and I feel like they're like iconic weekends for enthusiasts. Late night ridings at Blackpool Pleasure Beach, I love them. I wish I could do more of them in a year, because I only tend to do the closing weekend one, but hopefully, fingers crossed, I'll be able to do more of those this year. And again, I hate closing weekend, but closing weekends, again, another iconic weekends for enthusiasts. And the Alton Towers fireworks are insane, so yeah, I feel like they're my favourite times to go. On school days as well, so good, because you just get on everything, because everything is walk on, even though it is dead, and like the opening times can be quite limited. I feel like you're still going to get on everything, and so going on school days is actually really fun. But then also going like in August and seeing theme parks like thriving is such a good feeling, because being an enthusiast, like, I support like all theme parks, whether I've been to them or not, whether I don't like that theme park or not. Like, you know, I feel like we have to support all of the theme parks to keep this industry going and to keep all of the theme parks going. So obviously, like, when you go somewhere in August and you see it so busy, obviously it's not really good for you if you want to get on all of the rides, but I feel like from an enthusiast point of view, it's a really good thing to see, because it means that the park's doing well, it means that they're succeeding, and that's kind of what you want to see. But yeah, I feel like I've gone on a right tangent there. So my favourite times are opening weekends, late night ridings, school days, and closing weekends and Alton Towers fireworks. The next question is from D Burrows. I think that's how you say it. I'm sorry if I'm saying that wrong. They ask, do you think Spinball Wizard is underrated and why? I can't really say because I've never been on it. It's really annoying because that's the only credit that I haven't got from Alton Towers. But I'm hoping to get it this weekend, fingers crossed. But yeah, I don't know, because I don't hear anyone like rave about it, but I don't hear anyone slag it off, so I don't know. I feel like it's kind of like in the middle. I feel like people don't hate it but people don't love it. It's kind of like in the middle. And I mean, it is only a family coaster, so it's not going to be like, you're not going to get blown away by it. But I mean, family coasters can still be good, so I don't think it's underrated, but I don't think it's overrated. But I shall make that decision whenever I get this credit. Amoro White Demon asks, why do you not like Nemesis? And it's not that I don't like Nemesis, because I liked it, I just didn't love it. And I feel like it gets so much hype that when I went on it, I was expecting it to be super scary and super intense, and I was like, I think I was just expecting to go on it and then come off being mind blown, and I just wasn't. Like, I was on it and I was like, when is the intense bit supposed to happen, and like, when's the scary bit coming up? Because I just didn't feel that. Like, I didn't feel the intensity, is that even a word? I don't really know. Like, I didn't feel that intense on it. I didn't find it that scary. It wasn't one of those coasters that I remembered from my trip last year. Like, I have coasters that like stood out to me, like Smiler and Oblivion. Like, I remember them so well and they like really stood out to me and blew me away. Whereas Nemesis just didn't. It's not a coaster that stood out to me. I wasn't blown away by it. And I feel like because I was expecting so much, I feel like I was kind of let down, and maybe that's why I didn't love it. I feel like I should have just sort of gone in with an open mind. But I tried to go in with an open mind, but it's really hard when it gets so much hype. And like, people say it's like their favourite coaster ever and it's like one of the best coasters in the world, and I'm just like, I'm not seeing it. Like, I'm really not. Whether that's just me being weird, probably, but I don't know. It's not as intense as everybody makes it out to be. It's not as scary as everybody makes it out to be. I don't know. I find it boring, alright? I'm just gonna say it. I find it boring. Too smooth. I don't know. I just find it boring. Not intense. What didn't get blown away by it. Which is a really unpopular opinion, but it's just my opinion and it's just how I felt. I'm hoping that it's going to be like a grower. Like, I'm hoping that I'm going to go on it a lot more this season, and I'm hoping that it's just going to like grow on me, and by the end of the season I'm going to be like, I love Nemesis. But we'll see what happens. Another question from Kaya. She asks, how do you get over the anxiety of so many people? Again, it's kind of the same thing as the anxiety over a new theme park. Although, I mean, see, I feel like questions like this are really hard because we all have different things that we're anxious about, and we have different things that we get nervous about. And like, I do struggle with like big crowds of people, but I feel like if you have the right support system around you, then I think you'll be fine. As long as like you're not on your own, you have people who understand you, who understand your anxieties, and you know that they can help you through it and they can help you meet new people and whatever, then I feel like you're gonna be absolutely fine. So I don't know, I feel like my advice is like so bad, but I just feel like you need to not overthink it. You need to just go and do it. Have the right support system around you. Another question from Kaya. She asks, do you get worried about other people's opinions on you when you're at a park? And not really. Like, I do sometimes when I'm vlogging, especially if I'm on my own. if I'm vlogging with like other people, like I really don't care, like I'll just do it. But you know, when I'm on my own, like I have to really I have to encourage myself and really build up some like encouragement to try and vlog by myself, because I find it so hard, especially obviously when there's a load of people around. Like I find it so nerve-wracking. I do kind of think to myself, like, so many people are going to give me weird looks for talking to a camera. I'm essentially talking to myself, so people are just so like judgmental these days, so it's like, it's really hard. But apart from like vlogging on my own, I don't really let what other people think get to me. Like I used to, and now I just don't. Like if it's not affecting me, it's not affecting my life, then why should I let it? And I'm like, say if I'm out in public and I'm vlogging by myself and somebody gives me a weird look, I am most likely never going to see that person again. And even if I do see that person again, say in like 2 weeks, I'm not going to remember them, and they probably won't remember me. And I feel like that's the kind of mindset that you need to have when vlogging by yourself, or just sort of if you're worried about what other people think of you. I don't really care what I look like at a theme park, as long as I look kind of half decent, you know, my hair's sort of intact and I have makeup on, then I feel fine. I don't really care what other people think, because it's just going to get messed up on the rides anyway, like my hair gets messy and all that. And just in general, like I really don't care what other people think. It's just when I'm vlogging and you get so many weird looks. Theme Park Awesome asks, if you do return to Alton Towers, what coaster will you go to first, and what do you think of the 2020 editions? Okay, I really want to go to the Smiler first, and I don't know whether I can or not, because I'm not like confident enough to do these rides on my own yet, and obviously I don't know how to get to the Smiler from the turnstiles. So I am like meeting up with like a group of people if we do go this weekend, so I'm just gonna like follow them and just do whatever they want to do. But I would like to go to the Smiler first. Whether that's possible, probably not, but I would like to go to the Smiler first. And the 2020 editions, I haven't really seen much. I love the new merchandise, especially the Smiler merchandise. It looks so good. They have like a bum bag, which I love so much. Like I want that bag so bad. And then they have like a Smiler sweatshirt as well. I love sweatshirts. I still need the Icon sweatshirt from Pleasure Beach, and now the Smiler have bought out, Alton Towers have bought out a sweatshirt. Like the theme parks are getting on it with the sweatshirts, and I am here for it. Like I'm loving it, so I need to grab myself some sweatshirts. And yeah, obviously you've got like the new David Williams ride and everything, but I'm not too fussed about that. I do want to go on it at some point this season, but like if I don't go on it on opening, I'm not too bothered. The next question is from Webmaster11, and they ask, did you ever get to experience the log flume at Alton, and do you think they should build a new water ride? I never got to experience the log flume because the first time I went to Alton Towers was in 2017, and I went when they had Wicker Man in construction. So they obviously ripped out the log flume to put in Wicker Man, so I didn't get to experience the log flume. I'm not too fussed about that because it's just a log flume, and I'm not a big fan of like water rides anyway, because I don't really like getting wet at a theme park. So no, I didn't. And do I think they should build a new water ride? I mean, I don't think it's essential. I feel like because the log flume has gone, it would be quite nice to see like another like water ride go into the park, but I don't think it's like essential. Like I don't think the park is like screaming out for another water ride. So I think maybe they should, but like in a few years time, like not yet, maybe in like 4 or 5 years maybe. And then the final question is from Just John Official, and he asks, Disneyland or Walt Disney World? And I'm gonna have to say Walt Disney World, just because I have always wanted to go to Walt Disney World in America, and I've become quite obsessed with like Disney recently. Like I've discovered a load of new like Disney YouTubers, like the Tim Tracker. I love his videos. He lives in America and he basically goes to the Disney parks like every day. And he goes to like a load of different theme parks as well. Like he's such a good like theme park vlogger, but he is American based. But he creates amazing content. He uploads every single day, and I love his videos, and I love his wife Jen, and they've got a little son together. So cute. His name is Jackson. He was born in December, so he's only like a few months old, and they took him to Walt Disney World and he met Mickey Mouse, which was the cutest thing ever. So yeah, ever since I like discovered him, and I've just been binge watching all of his videos, I really want to go to Walt Disney World because it looks so magical. You've got like all of the parks to go to. Like you've got Universal, you've got Epcot, you've got Magic Kingdom, Animal Kingdom, etc, etc. So you've got like a load of different parks to go to. It's just Disney, isn't it? Like who doesn't love Disney? And like the Disney Castle and like the parades they have. Oh my god, I would love to see a Disney parade in person. They have Toy Story Land. I am Toy Story's biggest fan, so going to Toy Story Land would be an absolute dream of mine. So that is the end of this video, and that is the end of Alton Towers week. I hope you guys enjoyed this video, and I hope you guys enjoyed Alton Towers week as well. I have loved filming these videos, so I hope you guys have enjoyed them as well. I will leave the playlist on the end card of this video, so if you have missed out on any of my Alton Towers week videos, then you can go and catch up in that playlist. Hope you guys are doing well and staying safe. I also want to say thank you so much for sending in all of these questions. You guys just smash it. Every time I ask for questions I get given loads, so thank you so much for that. Give this video a thumbs up if you enjoyed it, and I will see you guys next time for a brand new video. Bye.
You knew better, what you would do.